Hi, hello, and welcome. I'm Chip Sharp. Let's play Insure This. If you haven't played before, this is a product disclosure statement, or PDS. And in it, we've got all the juicy details for what you're covered for and what you're not covered for in the event you need car insurance to cover something. Now, chances are you haven't read this, so we're gonna play a little game. Today, we're taking it to the streets with 5 possible scenarios where you may or may not be covered if you get into some trouble. Can you guess what's going to void your car insurance? Welcome to Insure This. Let's kick it off with number 1. Now, our young driver Matty here is enjoying a long ride down the highway to meet up with an old friend, but he's not going to do it on an empty stomach. He thinks about parking his car in the fast food driving lot, but he's already running late. Enterprising young Matty decides to eat on the go. Now, if he were to get into an accident, do you think he's insured? I'll give you some time to think. Technically, it is okay to drive and eat, but as you can see, it can still be very dangerous, especially if you get the extra sauce. Let's move on to number 2. It's another 10 hours on Matty's trip from Sydney to Melbourne. Sounds boring, right? Lucky for him, he's got the extended edition of the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now, young Matty is not an idiot. He's got a hands-free cradle, so at least he's not touching his phone, right? The question is he still covered if he runs into a tower or two? Pro tip, don't watch movies while you're driving. It's still illegal if your phone is cradled. Even if you really want to know if Gandalf survived that battle with the Balrog, you're gonna have to wait. Next. Despite the lateness, young Matty is nearly at his mate's house when he receives a short text. Now, Matty is a good friend, so of course he responds to the text quickly, even though he's still driving. Is he covered? No! Don't touch your phone, Matty. Phone usage laws vary state to state, but it's pretty much always illegal to touch your phone while you're driving. Young Matty has finally arrived in Melbourne only to find war has broken out between Victoria and South Australia. Uh-oh. If Matty's vehicle gets damaged in a war zone, is he still covered? Nope. You're on your own if war were declared. My advice to you if you're playing at home is to try to avoid war zones while you're driving. Remember this little tip. If there's war coverage in your area, there likely isn't coverage on your car. Now let's move to one final tricky scenario. Young Matty has been drafted by the Victorian government and is now smuggling a prototype nuclear weapon across the South Australian border. Unfortunately, it's over the max weight capacity of his vehicle, which eventually destroys the chassis. Is he covered? As it turns out, Matty is not covered. 1, war is still happening. 2, he's over the legal weight limit that he can carry. And 3, he's carrying nuclear materials. Any of the 3 of these would actually void his insurance. He really should have read that PDS. You might have noticed that generally, if it's illegal, your insurance won't cover you if you get in a crash. While we're at it, these things also aren't covered. But seriously, folks, if you're doing anything to distract yourself or impair your driving and you get in an accident, you probably aren't covered. So drive safely and do the right thing. Then you'll always have peace of mind. Thanks for playing Insure This. How many did you get right? Let us know in the comments below. If you want to know more about car insurance, click the link. And remember, check your PDS and don't go starting any wars. I'm Chip Sharp.